Hello everybody, this is the Baron24 coming to you with a configuration video for the plugin Ultimate Paintball, which is available on Spigot as a premium resource. This is about how to initially configure the plugin, as well as how to run some of the commands. So we're going to get right into this. So the first thing we're going to be looking for is in our plugins folder. We're going to be looking for any paintball directories or any other paintball jars that might be interfering with paintball, and you're going to want to remove those first. And then after you're done with that, then using the jar that you got from Spigot, which is titled paintball.jar. I'm currently on version 1.2. We're just under 300 kilobytes. You can just drop that right into your plugins. And as you can see, it's right there. There is no directory titled paintball yet, which is a good thing. So therefore, we are going to start up our Spigot file. This may take a second to update, and as you can see right here, it says voting was disabled, please add more arenas, and then it says please configure paintball database settings and restart. As you can see here, the plugin was disabled, so therefore the next step you're going to want to do is to just stop the server immediately, because there is no world protection provided by paintball as the plugin was disabled. So now if we go into our plugins folder, we can see that the paintball directory was created. There is an arena config and a config.yml. Do not touch the arena config file unless you are willing to make a backup of this. This file is saved at the end at any time that the server is stopped, so therefore the only way to properly edit this file would be if the server was completely stopped. So therefore we're going to go into the config file, and we are going to be looking for the database settings, which, starting from the top, we have general, weapons, points, currency, and our database settings right here. Here you need to enter in all this information and set this not default value to true. So I'm going to do that and actually use a different config file that changes a few options so that way you can see how voting works and whatnot. Alrighty, we are back now. And you can see that our paintball plugin was enabled here. It registered 10 ranks, and then it says in green text that paintball was successfully enabled with no errors. You noted the first time that there was a yellow message that said that voting was disabled because there are not enough arenas. That is because of the fact that I updated my config file so that there only needed to be there only needed to be 3 arenas created, which were already done in our arena config. So now we're going to go ahead and join that server, and as you can see, I'm just going to use the command arena list. You can see that I already had 3 other arenas created. This obviously, you're going to start off with 0, and the first thing you're going to want to do is set up your world. So the first thing that's going to happen is you're going to get a red message that says that the lobby spawn hasn't been created. So in order to do that, the first thing you are going to want to do is look through your commands, and that's going to be under your admin commands, which is used by doing /admin. And as you can see on the top of that list, there's an admin spawn command. So we're going to use that. And then it says there's a lobby spawn set. So that's the first thing you're going to want to do. And now players will spawn here. There are no arenas though, so no match will be started. Now as you can see here, I have towers, villages, and a map called Tantive 5. I do not have the trees map, however, which is right over there. So that's what we're going to go set up right now. So if you want to, you can use a command like leave all, which will actually get you completely out of the game. /leave is something you're going to want to keep available to your players, but by only using /leave, you will still be disallowed from breaking blocks and messing with other entities and whatnot. So we're going to go over here, and now I'm going to show you how to properly create an arena. So the first thing you're going to want to do is type arena. You can actually just type arena first, just so that way you can get a list of commands. You saw that I used arena list earlier. The first command you're going to want to do is do arena create and then the title of the arena, which in this case would be trees. because that's just what I called this map. This map's kind of cruddy, obviously. However, for the purposes of this tutorial, it will work just fine. The first thing you're going to want to do then is to create a lobby spawn. So that is done by doing arena lobby trees. You can see the arena option is in angled brackets. So that is because it is required. If you have a command where they're in square brackets instead of the angled brackets, that means that the arguments are optional. So as you can see, I successfully set the lobby spawn. The next thing you're going to want to do is set a death spawn. This is for when players die and if you have a respawn system enabled, which you can do in the config. So that's going to be arena death trees. Again, the trees being the arena title. If you were to title your arena differently, then you would have to update that as such. Finally, or not finally, we still have quite a few steps to do. We're going to do arena spawn blue and then trees. Alright, and then the blue spawn was, and then as you can see, a blue spawn was set. We can set another one down here, and as you can see, this map is a little bit more complex. There are some tunnels, as you can see. So, but that obviously is meaningless currently, as we just need the red spawns. And then as I'm sure you can guess, it's arena spawn red trees. You can see that lines up with this command right here, where it says arena spawn the team, which is red or blue, and arena, which is trees. And then there are finally 2 more commands that you're going to want to use. We'll just set up that other red spawn. And now if you want to check if what is left, you do arena enable trees. And this we're not going to be met with success here because we're missing 3 things. We're missing the game mode and the flags. So the first thing we can do is just type in the arena game mode. In this case, we're doing TDM for Team Deathmatch. If you were to use capture the flag, you would use CTF and then trees. Trees was successfully set to TDM. Now, if you try to enable it again, you're going to see that the flags still are not set. This is something that will be changed in the future. Instead of the enable command checking to make sure that you have everything set up, now it's going to be based on the game mode. It will be based on the game mode instead. So in this case, I still have to set up 2 flags, which currently, just to get around this, I can just set as any 2 wool blocks. So I could just do that as arena flag red trees, which of course lines up with this command. Red flag set in trees. And then just to make things somewhat similar, we would then use blue. This was because when I originally created this plugin, I was only planning on doing 2 game modes. However, in the coming weeks and months, I am going to be updating this plugin so that there are other game modes, such as Domination, Free-for-all, King of the Hill, etc. We return the flag. So this plugin is going to become very large, and it's going to become pointless to continue to use such a basic system. So instead I will be checking to make sure that all the components are correct when you set game mode, rather than when you enable the arena. So that concludes the creation of this arena. So then you can just use arena enable trees, and you can see that trees has been successfully enabled. If you want to do arena list, you can now see that trees is in the rotation, and you can disable any arena with the disable command. And as you can see now, trees is in gray because it has been disabled. If you enable it again, then obviously it will be green, as it is part of the rotation. So this concludes the configuration for this plugin. So if you have any therefore, if you are still having issues setting up this plugin, or you are unsure of what to do, or if you find bugs or errors in the code, remember this plugin is fairly new. Then please feel free to let me know via a PM on Spigot. You could also comment on this video if you wanted to, even though I wouldn't recommend it. There's no guarantee that I'll be reading these comments at any point in the near future. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy this plugin.